Nigga fan 007. What up? You good? I'm alive, I'm breathing. Drop this shit. What up, nigga? Drop this shit. What up, nigga? Fucking head, man. Drop this shit. What up?
Okay, yo, as for Young Ill, so he didn't show up. He's okay. So like, is it like you still want him to battle Mr. Wavy? But like, isn't it awkward now?
Him and Magic can fly in on the same day.
But isn't it awkward now after all this shit?
I'll book his flight and Magic's flight again. If they get on camera and they come on the show and they say they're going to do the battle, I'll book it tomorrow. They can come on Tuesday and battle. This is what I'm saying. I'm saying this because I want people to understand that I'm committed to doing it. So the ball is in their court now. There's no excuses. God, come on, guys. You know what I mean? This is a very heavily promoted event. You knew you had to be prepared. There's no way you could even be in question of when the date was. Would y'all not agree that the promotion was stellar? But it's
definitely.
The Instagram was crazy. Everything was crazy. The
Hey, yo, we had a face-off for damn near every battle on here.
Exactly. There's no way possible no one did not know when this event was going on. This was the most, probably one of the most promoted events of the year. Let's be real. Nothing had more promotion than this. And these are new, a lot of new guys or a lot of guys coming back. There was a lot of attention and importance put on these battles. It wasn't like, okay, because it wasn't an urban plaza or whatever that we didn't take it seriously. We took it very seriously. Put a lot of resources into making this good for everybody. And a lot of guys got a lot of reward out of it. Prep did great. He was somebody people wouldn't even look at or give a chance to,
He was good. What happened to Tone Montana? I heard he was terrible.
Yeah, I think, he did have his round, but I think, maybe the pressure got to him, you know what I'm saying? And he wasn't able to perform at the highest level that night. You know what I mean? But, he is a good MC. So, I've nothing negative to say about him. He showed up.
Okay. All right, I guess. Shit, yo, SM6, what's going down? Any trailers coming soon or anything?
Yeah. Now, y'all going to get some announcements about all of that. You know what I'm saying? We had some little issues that we were dealing with, but everything is kind of straightened out now. So, y'all will hear something like really soon, like in the next 2 or 3 days. But was there anything else that I need to answer to? Because I want, I hate when I hang up the phone and then, like the fans, there's always that one troll that's like, yo, Caps, you let them off easy. You didn't answer this question. Da-da-da-da-da-da. Like, I saw one thing, too, where Aye Verb said something about a Shamoney XL deal or whatever the case may be. And he bought Shamoney to URL. There was some interest in Aye Verb, but what people have to understand is that he doesn't tell the whole story. Aye Verb didn't single-handedly bring Shamoney to URL. You know what I mean? Shamoney, DJ Envy, and Chico's cousin, like they were all in second grade together. You know what I'm saying? They all went to school. They're from the same neighborhood. Like, known these guys their whole life. You know what I'm saying? And how Aye Verb even got on the radar is Shamoney's right-hand man, who's Chico's cousin, for basically his right-hand man for his whole life. He knew what we were doing, so he had some music, and Aye Verb had a song that Chico thought was hot. So he gave it to his cousin, and his cousin gave it to Sha. Sha showed some interest in it. But, it's the music business. You know what I mean? And sometimes things don't go the way they're supposed to go. But, why would we block a record deal that he said by his own admission that Chico was going to be a part of? What would be his purpose in blocking something that he was going to be a part of? You know what I mean? And if we still have relationships with him to this day, like when we go to L.A., we go to dinner. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's nothing has changed between us and him,
Hey, yo, this nigga B Magic is on Twitter right now. Someone he would call up. Like, nigga, fuck all that tweeting shit, nigga. You want to come battle or not? You need to be answering that shit.
Right.
That's crazy to me.
What you should say to him on your guys' social media is it's a very simple question. The ticket is ready, the room is ready, you've been paid. Are you going to battle? That's all we want to know. There's no answer. There's no discussion. There's nothing that has to be worked out. He hasn't been disrespected. I haven't talked down upon him. I haven't called him outside of his name or anything like that. No one has said anything negative about him. He's only told the story after he spoke first, which is documented. He went to social media first, just like he's doing right now. He went on radio show first. We're at the event. We're getting the link. They posted it up the same day and sent us over the link. I can even take screenshots and show you when I received them, and then you guys can look and see when my speech came. It was after I looked at the link.
Man, this shit is crazy, man. This shit don't
so
make
now
no
people
sense,
have
man.
a better idea of what I said. And listen, to anybody from St. Louis, man, this isn't an attack on St. Louis. My comments were made to get the people of St. Louis to get your MCs to answer for not showing. That's what this was about. And if you're saying that I'm singling them out and I didn't do this for other reasons, the only reason why I did that is it's just hard to believe that there's an emergency when the guy is on social media and doing radio interviews when he's supposed to be handling his crisis. That just didn't make any sense to me. And then the other guy is just missing in action, not answering the phone. So I said that because I felt that it was a comment that wasn't disrespectful, but it was something that was going to send some energy out. And that's what it did. You know what I'm saying? But what should have happened was Hit Me and Holler and Aye Verb should have been calling Young L and B Magic and saying, yo, you got to stand up. You know what I'm saying? These guys are applying pressure. You have to stand up. You got to defend what we built. This isn't a, I know that you got, people say, oh, you're saying this, all the battles that they've done in the past and they've never ducked out. You're right. That's why we hired them. Because they're good. They're good MCs. We like them. You know what I'm saying? But, what's right is right and what's wrong is wrong. And it's not about if you're a fan of URL or if you're a fan of B Magic or a fan of Young Hill. Just be a fan of what's right at the end of the day. Be a fan of the facts. Be a fan of the documented information.
Yeah.
And just have some understanding as to how we felt. You're on your stage and, okay, it's bad enough these guys are not showing, but then these guys are on the radio basically wronging your name and saying and trying to blame you for something that they did wrong. So who's going to stand for that? Nobody. So I said pray for St. Louis. It's not an attack on St. Louis as a people. We've done 3 events there where these guys have headlined and been the stars. We've come to their city when nobody else would. This isn't an attack on St. Louis. This is about what's wrong and what's right. And that was said to invoke some passion and energy and love for this thing that we call battle rap. So I knew by saying that it would bring out some emotion. And it did. And it brought energy. And maybe some of the energy was angry energy. People were called, faggots and sucker-ass niggas and weak and this and that. And you know what? We embrace that because it gets out what needs.
Hello? Let me see what's going on.
Yo, you hear me?
Yeah. Yeah, I hear you. I don't know what's going on with Beasley, though. It stays tomorrow. I don't know. Damn, man, that shit is whack as hell. I wanted to get. So, you after hearing all this shit, how you feel about it, Drizzy, as of right now?
Man,
Yo, Magic
it's
is
a
man,
lot of-
fuck that, man. Niggas need to get on the fight and make this battle, get it over with.
Yeah, man. Like I
Yeah,
think
he kind of applying
Magic,
pressure on Magic right now. Like, nigga, everything is ready. Just come and battle. Like,
Yeah, Magic. I
like
think
that's
Magic
some
got-
pressure right there.
I really don't. I still really don't understand why Magic didn't go. Like I don't
nigga.
know.
I see he just released a rap with an interview where he's saying, he's explaining. Like, at this point, it's just like, whatever, my nigga. Like, let's be serious. It's like, you ain't even really on an adequate excuse at all.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, at all, to be real with you. You ain't say, like, once that no one in your family was hurt, and then it was financial. Like, none of that shit makes no sense. So it's like, I have no choice but to believe you was not ready for that shit. That's me.
Yeah. And ain't no little clip of you rapping about to make me feel like you had 3 rounds ready.
Man,
Fuck all
man,
that.
word.
Fuck out of here with that shit.
Like, I don't give a fuck about that little 30-second round you threw our nine, son. We ain't doing that. You threw a 1-round, said subscribe, I'm going to throw up another one, subscribe, I'm going to throw up another. Like, get the fuck out of here, my nigga. Like, you want to battle or not?
Yo, keep it real.
Hold on,
What
I'm
you
about to
think about
call
Young
Beasley
Ill?
right now.
Okay.
Hold on, I'm about to call Beasley right now. Well, yeah, and Young Ill, at least he ain't saying nothing. Like, I don't know what you even think. This shit crazy, bro. Hold on.
Where did I cut off at?
I don't even know, man. We were just talking about, to be honest, with the whole
I heard
Magic.
what y'all was saying. Yeah, I heard what y'all was saying. I think the last thing I said was like, you know, at the end of the day, you know, things were said, mud was slung, you know, on both sides. You know what I mean? But like I said before, I only said pray for St. Louis to invoke a certain level of emotion from the fans and the people in that city to put pressure on their MCs to show up and explain what happened. And people may say, yo, you didn't do that to other people, but the difference is other people, when they don't show, they're just quiet. They don't say anything. When you're on the radio doing interviews, you're on social media, you're doing all these things, it makes me feel like you're busy enough, you have time to do this thing. Evidently, there must not have been that much of an emergency if you got time to do radio interviews and Facebook chats and going live and, you know what I mean? Then you're loading up your round on YouTube. You're like doing mad shit that you could have been doing in New York. You know what I'm saying? So, and then the other person is just MIA altogether. And then, you know, the spokesperson, he has to know that this guy's okay because he's not saying otherwise. And he's not saying that ill is okay or fine or whatever. He's just silent on the information, and he's not answering anything. Or is he saying that he never spoke to ill either? But why would you call and push your agenda at that very moment? So people have to ask themselves these questions. So when all of this is happening, of course we have to go on and defend ourselves because we were being painted in a bad light. But like I said, at the end of the day, you know, we don't care about that. We just care about the battles. Everything is good, so let's just get the battles done. Everything is set up. It's not like we have to wait. I don't have to wait for money to come in on the 23rd or book a new venue or start a whole new promotion. I'm ready to do it right now. Like if he calls tonight and gets off of Twitter and just says, I want to battle, we can do it on Wednesday, Tuesday, Thursday, Friday, whenever he's ready. We're ready right now. So I just don't understand why we even have to have a further discussion about it.
Yeah.
We both spoken our pieces. We both expressed our sides. But what's most important is the battle. We're focusing too much on what happened and what he said, she said. Let's just talk about the battle. I think it's going to be a great battle. I think B-Magic's a great MC. I think him and Ab's styles match. And I think it would be a highly competitive match. And I would love to see what would happen, as the rest of the world would love to see. So if anybody is out there listening, just ask Magic, when is he going to do the battle? There's no excuses at this point. Your issue is over. You know what I mean? Because evidently, if you had an issue, you wouldn't be doing all of this Twitter talking and stuff online. You'd be ready to battle. So what are we doing? I haven't disrespected Magic. I haven't called him out of his name. There's no excuses.
So, question. So if Av destroys Magic, are you booking Magic again?
Yes,
Is all this going to play a part into that, or no? Grudges?
No, I'm not. I don't have a grudge against it. I had to defend myself. I don't have a grudge. Listen, Hitman has threatened Smack to knock him out. Word is flag, all this crazy stuff in the past numerous times, and we booked him again after that. Aye Verb says that we're crooks, or we do this, or we don't, or we underpay him, or we do this, or we treat him wrong, and we still book. You know what I'm saying? There's nothing. Math Hopper knocked somebody out on stage, or hit somebody on stage. You know what I'm saying? And we put him on hiatus for 3 years because there had to be some form of discipline shown, but we still booked him again. We don't hold grudges. You know what I'm saying? It depends on the scenario, on what you do. You know what I'm saying?
Okay. All right, man. I hear you, man.
It's probably like one person I would never book again under any circumstances. I'm not going to say his name, but he just did something that was just so ill that I can never work with him again. But
one person you can never book again?
Yeah, this is one. I'm not going to say his name. I'll tell you behind the scenes, but I'm not going to say his name. I'm not going to give him that much energy. But I would never. There's one person I would never, ever book again. If you call me after, I will tell you who it is. But I would never book him again, ever, for no reason. Not even if somebody paid for the match and it was a good battle. I would never do it. Not book him.
Damn.
Because
hey, Beasley.
Something else.
Beasley, let me ask you this. As far as Prez Mafia being back on URL, do you think that when y'all drop his battle, do you think y'all get a lot of backlash for that? Because a lot of people still don't feel like he should have been back on URL.
Yeah, of course we're going to get back. We're going to get backlash. And I, to be honest, was one of those people. But that was a Norb's call. You feel what I'm saying? So Norb is part of the family. But it's what he wanted. Not that I have anything against Prez Mafia. I like him as a person. You know what I'm saying? I was actually in a crazy traumatic experience with him in a crazy car crash that he slipped off the highway into a sign and rolled down into an embankment and almost died in the same car. But he's my man. But, like, I just, I wasn't really with that because I'm a true hip-hop head. Like, I believe in hip-hop law. You know what I'm saying? Like, no biting. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm from that type. I'm from that cloth. You know what I'm saying? I did everything that you could possibly do in hip-hop growing up. I wrote graffiti. I was a break dancer. I tried to rap, but I wasn't very good. I tried to be a DJ. I did everything that you could possibly do in hip-hop. So my mind frame and my sense of thinking towards the culture and the craft is different than any other. So to me, when he did do what he did, that just wasn't G. But I think, again, that was a simple situation of him battling too much at that time. And he probably, didn't, I don't think he was at home and he was like, yeah, I'm going to pull this out in the third round. I think he got stuck and he just went off a memory of something that he just listens to and he did it. Not making an excuse, not saying that it was right, not justifying what he did at all. But, people make mistakes, myself included. You know what I mean? He wanted another opportunity. You know what I'm saying? We gave it to him, and I believe that he wrote it. I believe he did it. I believe he delivered it with conviction, and it was good. So, people make mistakes, and we gotta give them a chance. You know what I mean? It's just like certain guys that we watch in our favorite sports, and they get found to have taken steroids. They get off the steroids, and then, they get a new contract, and they're back playing, and they're getting tested, and they're not on steroids. I believe it's the same type of scenario in our sport. So, shouts to Prez Mafia. He had a great, great performance, and I'm glad to see him back.
Okay. Yeah, I was wondering that, too. That ball Arcane back, so I'm like, okay. So that has to be the number one rule broken, though, in that, like, number one no in battle rap. So I had to, really take out some time to say, yeah, I'm imagining.
Yeah, it's tough, man. It's tough. Some people won't accept it, and that's part of something that he's going to have to live with. You know what I'm saying? Some people are never going to let him live that down. You know what I'm saying? Some people are more forgiving. But, I mean, you know, we got to remember the age that we live in. We don't live in a hip-hop age. So everything is fine. It's open season to do anything and everything. You know, some people still live by hip-hop law. A lot don't. The majority don't.
Okay. So I see Arsenal's going to retire soon. Any chance of Arsenal being on URL before he goes out?
I would love to get him back on URL. He's another person who's had a storied past with, well, you know, we've forgiven it. You know, we let it go. All right, cool. You know, he do things, we go back and forth, we get at each other. At the end of the day, man, you know what I'm saying? We'll look back and make a laugh in the future. You know what I'm saying? I just right the wrongs. Arsenal would love to have him back. He's a great MC, great competitor. Hate to see him leave the game, but I would definitely love to get him in the victory lap. You know what I'm saying? Back on URL. I think that would be dope.
Okay. That's what it is, man. Oh, yo, B, well, shit. Anything else you want to get out?
Anything else I want to get out, man? I
Chest?
just want to say, listen, man, you know, I'm really excited about Born Legacy card. You know what I'm saying? Y'all will see some battles very soon. I'm trying to get something out in the next couple of days. I'm just very excited about it. We got Born Legacy 4 coming up. We got Traffic coming up. Not this weekend, but next weekend in L.A., man. I want to see Young Cannon and Danny Myers. I think that's going to be a fight, man. They're going to get crazy, man. I'm excited about it.
Yeah, that Pass battle going to be crazy, too. So, look, if you get Pass, if Pass does good, is what you going to put him on their contract? To keep him there, it's his first time ever on URL.
So, I mean, we're going to work out a scenario. You know what I'm saying? And what people have to understand is, like, you know, everybody looks at things so negative, like in a negative light, right? Like they were like, oh, man, you're on a contract. You can't run around. You can't do this. But the guys that's on our contract, they get paid well. You know what I'm saying? Like, we pay them, we pay them good. We pay them.
Hey, yo, I'm about to call him back.
All right.
Back to the, you talk the contracts.
Yeah, but I was saying there's guys that's under contract, and it's not everybody, but you pay them more than what they were getting paid before. We book them constantly, and, you know, they're privy to certain things that other people wouldn't be privy to. So the guys that's not under contract can't be mad if I get somebody onto a radio show or another opportunity. You know what I'm saying? Because that's the purpose. It's not a bad thing, believe me. You know what I'm saying? It's just I'm not going to put all my resources and energy, book somebody every show, and then they take the energy that we've garnered for them and bring it to another platform. It just doesn't make any sense. You don't see it happen in any other sports, or, you know, you can't play for the Knicks and then go to the Celtics next week. You can't be on Def Jam Records tomorrow and then go to Atlantic Records the following week. Nobody does that. And, you know, there has to be some structure and there has to be a business in play, or else the leagues won't survive. You know what I mean? Like, I honestly believe that, you know, we've all taken from other leagues, or, you know, there's different types of leagues here, too. There's feeder leagues. You know what I'm saying? And I don't say that we need the feeders. Just like there's farm leagues in baseball. There's, you know, there's farm leagues in baseball. There's, you know, different levels of the NBA. There's a way that you have to filter talent and bring it up to the main stage. You know what I'm saying? So we need the smaller leagues because a lot of the talent does come from smaller leagues. But the difference is how many people are actually going to these small leagues, finding these guys, developing them, and then bringing them up to the big stage to where they're their own standalone star. There's no one else really doing that but URL. You know what I'm saying? But if the other leagues, who people may say are our competition, were doing the same thing, and they kept their own guys and we had our own guys, it would make it way more exciting, because then when you watch the other leagues, you could see a certain set of players or different types of styles on different leagues and appreciate each league for what it's worth and what they bring to the table, rather than everybody just chasing the new hottest guy and booking him on the platform every week and then burning him out, and then he's going to every local city and battling the hometown hero, and then he runs out of rhymes, and then, you know, he gets beat by Bookbag Bob, and then next thing you know, he's not good people. And then he's, like, suffering, you know, and then y'all are killing him on the radio.
Hey, you know what, B? Is there any chance of JC coming back? He's really been doing his thing.
Yeah, I mean, you know, JC's another guy who really got his springboard from URL. You know what I'm saying? Like, he came in and he had that big battle with Chilla Jones, and, you know, it enabled him to go out and get a lot of money and travel around and see the world and do different things. And, you know, we got a great deal of respect for JC. I mean, there's been a few times we tried to book him, but, you know, he always had some stuff going on where he couldn't take the battle. So, you know, I mean, I guess whenever he's ready, you know, he'll call us up and we try to work something out. You know what I mean? I know, I think Norbs is hollering at him. You know what I'm saying? He's trying to put a little match together that needed to happen between JC and somebody else on URL. So if we can get that straight, you might see Born Legacy 4. But I'm not saying that it is for sure because I don't know where they're at in terms of their negotiation. So I'm not going to say that JC is on it. Or, you know what I'm saying? But, you know, there was some talks about him being a part of it. But, you know, I don't know if they were able to come to an amicable point of agreement. You know what I'm saying? So.
All right, I got you. Well, shut your bees, man. We appreciate you calling up. You heard?
Word, nah, I appreciate you having me up here, man. And, you know, I'm pretty sure that, you know, people want to call back and rebuttal what I said. I mean, I didn't get into every single point that I could have. Importantly, like I said, man.
No, hold on. So what else you got? What else?
No, I mean, I mean, I'm just saying, I don't want, like, what I think needs to happen and what I think the fans need to do, as well as you guys. Now it's time for us to move forward.
Okay.
Like, okay, we all talked about what happened. You know, you got the St. Louis team's perspective of things. You got Beasley's perspective of things. You know what I mean? So we can all agree to disagree. But now we're still left with the answer. What is Young Hill going to do? Is he going to come? You know what I mean? What is B Magic going to do? Is he going to come and complete his battle? Those are the most important questions. You know what I mean? I think I've answered every question in regards from, you know, Aye Verb's whole record deal thing, statement to his, you know, the BT Cypher situation. You know what I'm saying? I can't also get over, you know, I did include him and submit his name for the 2016 Cypher as well. I do have that documented and I can prove it. So at any time, if you need me to, I can submit that information to you so that you will see that I did include him numerous times in trying to get him on to the BT Cypher. That is.
Hey Beasley, can the angry fan movement, can the fans, can we just get one thing from you? Can we get you on the phone with Hitman, man? Can you and Hitman get on the phone and get it, you know what I'm saying? Just get this together so we could get that battle on URL, man. We want Hitman and Suge on URL. The fans been wanting it for years, man. Can y'all get on the phone?
Right. Yeah, I mean, we could do it. Like, we try to do it tomorrow.
Yeah, please. Let's do it tomorrow, man.
All right, just call me during the daytime and then, you know, check with his schedule and see when he's available. And I don't have a problem talking through what we have to discuss on the phone. Like, I think it's more of I think there may be more of a deep-rooted issue where he feels that, you know, there's no respect. You know, it might be more than money, because I don't think that he needs the money. I mean, he needs the money. He wants the money, but I don't think that he needs the money. He's on a show where he's working. He's on every week, touring. He's traveling. I don't think this is about money. And I know for a fact, you know what I'm saying, that he's been willing to take far less money on other platforms. So I don't think this is about money. I think this is about him feeling slighted, and wanting us to pay the price for him feeling slighted, as opposed to him saying, oh, I want this money. You know what I'm saying? Because I just know that he pays significantly less in his other recent appearances. So it's like almost three times the amount.
Every battler is doing that. Every battler is doing that, though. For whatever reason, not saying it's right, but like every time when people go to URL, they charge y'all more. He's not the only one that's doing that.
This is the type of shit I go through. Somebody will come to me, right, and be like, yo, you know, I'll say, okay, how much is the battle? Okay, I'll give you, you know, $1,500, right? And they're huffing and puffing, crying, and I'll be like, well, my man, you just battled 10 days ago for $1,000. I'm giving you 15. You know, and then it's not just that they want 15; they want the best opponent ever. They don't want to take, you know, they don't want to take a newer guy or either somebody that has a name. You know what I'm saying? But you know, they're ready to battle Trenchcoat Calvin. You know what I'm saying? For $600-$700 less.
But
it don't make sense. You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah, but we've had some come on and we've had battlers come on. They say it's because they get paid one time, whereas you guys keep getting paid off the revenue, and it's a good outlet.
This is the thing. You know, that's what's sad about it. Like you have your role and I have mine. There's been times where I'm the one who's taking the risk. I'm beginning the venue. I have to hope that you show up. That you don't miss your flight. That you get your hotel. That your rhymes are good. That you're ready to battle. That you make it to the venue. If the venue doesn't pack up, guess what? I got to pay you at the end of the night. Or you're on the radio slandering me, saying that we didn't pay you. You didn't get your money. We're the ones taking the risk. Nobody else is taking the risk. And it's just ironic to say, you know, they have to do this and do that. But we're the ones who don't owe anybody any money. Nobody's coming on saying that URL owes it. But there's other leagues out there that owe money. No one has any issue. You know what I mean? So I just feel, what's up?
Go ahead, finish. Go ahead. Okay.
No, I was just saying, what I was saying is that, yeah, you know, you're saying that, what we're saying, that it's tougher on URL, or what was their excuse?
I was saying, you know, battlers always say, you know, they charge a little bit more for URL. You know, it's a tougher room. It's more tickets. It's more people. You know what I mean? It's more. They said that there's residual income. Well, there's residual income on every platform. Everybody posts on YouTube. Everybody's on pay-per-view. You know, but the funny thing is, there's a league out there that's very popular that does pay-per-view for every event. But I don't hear battlers complaining or asking them for a percentage of their pay-per-view. But when I do pay-per-view, everybody's up in their arms, sucking their teeth, folding their hands, walking into the wall. Yo, man, I should get a percentage of that, like you're Floyd Mayweather. You've taken no risk, you've put up no money, but yet you just battled last week overseas, and somebody did pay-per-view, but you're not asking them for portions of their pay-per-view, and they're paying you less than what I'm paying. But now I have to pay you more, and you want a percentage of the pay-per-view as well? Why? What changes? I only respect when somebody says their price is their price. One thing about Loaded Lux, he's going to charge you the same price if it's here, there, across town, uptown, downtown. Same price. You know what I'm saying? And if I'm getting the same product and I got to pay double or triple the product, then maybe I shouldn't book you. Because for what I'm going to pay, I can pay 3 new guys to do a battle, right? And maybe it won't get as much views as that one guy, but guess what? All 3 of them combined will, and it's more product out and more stuff for people to admire.
So then people get mad because I don't want to meet your standards, but it's just like after a while, just as a man, you feel crazy. That's like you go in the store and you see everybody getting a Pepsi, and they put $1 on the counter, and you're like, man, whoo, these Pepsis are crazy. And you go up to the party and be like, sorry, Angry Fan Movement, your Pepsi's $3. You'll be like, yo, what are you talking about? But a lot of you never get it's $3. And then you see somebody else come in and put $1 down and say, thank you, and you walk out with their Pepsi for $1. After a while, you're going to be like, you know what? I'm cool, man. You know what I'm saying? Just feel this. And then they're going to get the most benefit, and then they're not signed to you. So then their name goes up, their profile goes up, and then guess what they do? They go and they go to every league across the country, and then they get watered down, and they start going under, and then people, you don't book them, and then people say, yo, man, why they not on URL, man? URL should hire them back. Then we hire you back. You come back, you have 2 good battles, you get your battery charge back up, and then you're dashing out around the country all over again on the same thing, and we're back at the same place. And then by the time you come back for your URL battle, not good, and then the fans are saying, you know what, URL is cool, but their battles aren't as strong as when you go over here, and then, you know, everybody else is getting all the benefit of what you've built. You know what I mean? So it's just like, after a while, and sometimes it's not worth it. You know what I'm saying? That somebody's demands are too crazy. I don't mind paying slightly higher than somebody else, and I do it all the time. But at a certain point, it's got to stop because our ticket prices aren't going up. Our venues haven't changed, but the prices of the MCs are consistently going up. So a lot of times they outprice themselves, and they think that they're more than they're worth, and there's no way for them to actually equate their worth. How do you? How are you going to charge me $5,000? Or are you charging me? You know, last time you battled is $2,500. You battled, yo, man, I beat so and so, man. I need $5,000 now. My man, that's 100% increase. No business does that. Not boxing, not football, nothing. Nobody does that. So why, as a battler, are we expected to do that? And what happens is the fans are so emotionally attached to the artist, and they want to see the artist battle on URL. The artist wants for his battle to be on URL, but then they want URL to pay double. The fans have no problem with us paying double. Or they're saying we're being cheap, neither does the artist. And then what happens is you have to defend that, and you have to. Then you as the league, you're put in this position where if you say, okay, well, look, I can't afford it, I'm sorry, then there's an issue. Then you're wrong. But and then, you know
Beasley, I'm trying to stay on the Hitman top because the main battle and what you brought up the money, so I'm gonna go ahead and say it. The problem he got is he basically saying y'all paying Clips and Surf and Hollow the numbers that he should be getting. And I can't really disagree with him. You can't. I mean, when you go to URL site,
but
out of the 6 main view battles are hitting.
Yeah, but that's all hearsay. It's not documented. There's no proof of that. Just like all these MCs claim they're getting money that they're not getting. They all do that to each other. They tell each other, they'll never be honest about their price when they sit in the room. This is all hearsay. You know what I mean? There have been instances where MCs have been paid large amounts of money. Like in the instance of Murder Moot, there was an outside sponsor that wanted to see that battle and was willing to pay him. we didn't pay for it. When Hitman battled John the Don, same thing. It was a last-minute battle that transpired in Chicago during the Gnome when we did it in Chicago, and Hitman and John were arguing in the lobby, and then it got thrown on the card, but we already paid for Summer Madness too. But what happened was there was a basketball player, shout out to my man Terrence, you know what I'm saying, and he paid for it. Terrence Williams, he paid for the battle because he wanted to see it. And a lot of these basketball players or these outside sponsors or these different people who just have a love for the culture, they pay for it. You know what I'm saying? My man Pop Lansel, he paid for a lot of the female battles. just because he wanted to see them and didn't want anything in return. So every situation is not always URL stepping up and covering the tab on these matches. Now, these matches can be covered. Now some of these numbers, or we could get close to some of these numbers, but you can't say that I'm going to put somebody on for that amount in a building that might generate. Let's be real. We know the numbers. We know what a building can generate. We know what the capacity is. You guys know what our ticket prices are. So if you're in a building that, if it's sold out at capacity at 100,000 and somebody wants 30, and another guy says I at least want 10, that's $40,000, right? Now, mind you, within that 100,000 is recoupment for putting up to make the battle happen, right? So then you got the rental of the building, the cameraman, the editing, the graphics, and then I got to fly people in, and then I got to put like 6 more people, or at least 5 battles on the 10 more guys on the card that all know that this one guy got $30,000. That's all at me at the highest number. So then how in the hell can I make any money at that point? Why would I do that? Why would I give one man money that I'm not even going to make at the end of the night, and I'm taking all the risks? I have to give them the money no matter what, whether 1,000 people show up or 250 show up. I have to pay them. So I'm not going to put myself in that bind.
Y'all booked Charlie Clips versus Hollow. Y'all had Clips versus Hollow, and y'all had Lux versus Clips. I would think those battles are more expensive than Hitman and Suge. Aren't those battles more expensive than that?
No, they're about the same. About the same. Now look at what was going on at that time. That's when we experimented with the pay-per-view model. So even we were able to do pay-per-view, and it was able to provide us the release to cover it. But in the end, if you look at those 2 events, there were some good battles on there. But it's almost like it didn't happen. I feel like pay-per-view diminishes the value of an event. It's like if you do pay-per-view, it's like a one-night stand. Like you get in there, you watch everything, you binge watch it, and you're done. Like you don't even really go back. There's some great battles. Aye Verb and K-Shine, it's almost like it didn't happen, even though it was a great battle.
Calico Rock.
Yeah, there was some good battles, but it's like it didn't happen. Almost like they were big, but they weren't as big as the battles that you just straight released to YouTube when they dropped. And I just feel like at time when we first did those things, right, when you first had the UW match with Hollow and them, that made money because it was. Let's be clear, the first person to do the pay-per-view was Poison 10. You know what I'm saying? He was the first guy that I saw doing it, right? Came back big with the Hollow and Lux, and it was so built up for so many years with us going back and forth, Lux making the disc records and us getting at it. It finally happened. So people wanted to see it, so they bought it. Then you had a little bit of residual effect on the 2 pay-per-view outings that we did. But at the end of the day, it wasn't as beneficial to us. Like, that's why we stopped doing it. You know what I'm saying? Like, we will only do pay-per-view in an emergency. I may try pay-per-view one more time just to see, but I haven't been doing pay-per-views. No Double Impact, no Rookies vs. Vets, no the last couple of events, we haven't done pay-per-view because I just really don't like. I try to avoid it at all costs. I would only do pay-per-view if I'm feeling like I'm in a deficit and I have to try to make it up, but it's a hard call. And as time goes by and progresses, you sell less and less streams because the consumer knows that they're going to get it for free. Everybody knows they're getting the cracked stream, the bootleg stream. It's going to be for free. So essentially, you are giving everybody access to your content in one night. They're going to rip it. They're going to throw it on various platforms. It's going to be split up all over YouTube. You're going to have no control over your stuff. You relinquish all of your power and energy to paper. You know what I mean? So now you have a battle that it's not going to feel as grand as it would if you released it from a trailer and then let it out. But, we may have to try that to try to make it up. So like I'm saying, we haven't been doing that. So without that system, and with that system being antiquated, you now are forced into relying on box office dollars, possible sponsors, and that's really it. So that's why you don't see if this is like this review was that lucrative, you would see Loaded Lux, Murder Mook, all of these guys on all the leagues. It's a broken system. It makes a little bit of money, but it's not as lucrative as people think. You know what I mean? And if, I know someone's saying, well, why don't you do it on cable? Do it with Time Warner. Yeah, that would be nice. But to even do that, the cost of equipment and satellites that you would need is exponential. I mean, battle rap is still niche. You know what I mean? But to be able to have that, you have to have satellite trucks outside. Shit like that is like $100,000 just to set up. You know what I mean? And then you have to have a certain amount of buys to even be eligible for cable television. So it's not as simple as it seems. But to answer your question, that's why we haven't booked Mook, Lux, Hollow lately. They're great MCs and they deserve for everything that they offer, as well as Hitman does. But we don't have those resources right now. And we're not willing to take that risk because at the end of the day, we're going to lose. Now, I'm willing. I've heard guys say that they're going to sell a certain amount of streams if it's me in that battle. People going to buy that one. So I say, okay, we'll take a percentage of the stream, lower your upfront price, and if you're going to sell what you think you're going to sell, you're going to make 3 times what you're after. And then they'll be like, nah, man, forget it, man. And I'll be like, well, see, this is what I'm talking about. You want me to believe in you, but you don't believe in yourself. You
well, Hitman said y'all won't even negotiate that with him. He said he can't even get y'all to negotiate that with him.
Yeah, but the Hitman is saying that we won't negotiate with him. But why would there's like our last discussion was him prior to coming on to your show. Once we're talking behind the scenes and you bring the negotiation public, it's no longer a negotiation.
Nigga fan 007. What up? You good? I'm alive, I'm breathing. Drop this shit. What up, nigga? Drop this shit. What up, nigga? Fucking head, man. Drop this shit. What up?